Hey all, Cypher and welcome back to another Outerplane video. This is going to be a first impressions video on the new hero Akari. So yeah, she's probably like 3 or 4 days ago through the developers themselves. Like they quite literally leaked it on the Twitter and stuff. And yeah, Akari is here finally, and let's just say that spoilers, she is quite broken. She is quite game changing. I'll not say broken because, you know, I think the term is quite flexible and depends on player to player, but she's quite game changing, right? Especially when it comes to like PvP area, and she's especially really solid for PvP. For PvE, she's like decent. You know, she has some of her uses, but I think she's especially a PvP hero. Anyways, let's read into her description. The new hero Akari, a hero who can inflict unbuffable, reduce defense, decrease resilience, and more on all enemies to lead the battle in favor, will be joining us during the upcoming drop rate events. Okay, their grammar is pretty bad. Let's just say that. Like, they need to break up the sentence more. Apart from that, yeah, you already read it. What it says. Akari is kind of super powerful, shooters. Plus, she's like a tactician, right? So she's gonna get more speed advantage over other tacticians. I mean other ragers, the other ones, which is like the what's it called, something like Cindy and shit like that, right? So yeah, expect her to be super fast, and her abilities actually synergize with her being fast, and we'll get into that later. First, let's take a look at her cinematic, right? Akari, there we go. Psychoshu Gunnery attacks an enemy, has a 40%. I mean, I don't know why I'm reading this, because this is like the non-enhanced one, right? We'll go through the skills, actual skills, like the total enhanced ones in the subsection, which is given below. Let's just take a look at the animations. Honestly, the animations, they always kill it with the animations, right? Like, she's supposed to be like that what's it called, the Japanese charms, right? The totem users, whatever you call it, kind of like a chauvinistic ranger. So like, look, man, this animation, this straight up looks like something like which came out of Genshin, or like, you know, something produced by MiHoYo, because they like to use these Chinese, Japanese kind of, you know, animations for the characters. Really really sets them apart. Man, the way it burst through, man, the way it burst through. Super clean, bro, super clean. The Desperado of Naniwa. So yeah, she's definitely Japanese, there's no doubt regarding that, right? She's like a Japanese shaman or something, I'm probably guessing. Anyways, let's take a look at her skills. Psychoshu Gunnery, single target, 70% chance to inflict reduce attack on target for 2 turns. Honestly, pretty decent. Like, we need something more to, you know, inflict reduce attack. I think the last one is probably Dolly that does this with her basic attack. And like, then again, she has like pretty low multiplier, and she's kind of useless right now, right? So pardon me. Yeah, her second skill, Barrier of Ryoran. Okay, pardon my Japanese, it's not really good. Attacks all enemies. After attacking, has a 100% chance to increase the duration of debuffs on the enemy by 1 turn. Inflicts reduce silence or targets without debuffs for 2 turns. So I'm believing that this reduced resilience is like 100%. Probably is going to bypass resistance, right? It's something which is similar to, which is it, Tamara's S3 when she crits, right? So it's going to bypass resistance. Skills are always going to go on cooldown no matter what. So I'm guessing this is the same, right? Probably, because by the wording of it, looks like it. Anyway, so it's an AoE, 100% chance to increase duration debuff, so it's going to pair well with debuffers such as like Notia probably. Because I'm expecting her to be using cleave comps. Then again, you can even use her like, you know, other comps like you know, slow tanky to comps. You can even use her with like something like Alice probably, because Alice can help her strip, you know, buffs from enemies. But yeah, we'll see that her real juice comes in this form. Her third skill, Jizumaru Sunsugu. I think I'm pronouncing it right, hopefully. Anyways, we got the Jizumaru thingy here. So Jizumaru is an AoE. 100% chance to inflict unbuffable and reduce defense on all enemies for 2 turns. So 2 AoEs, right? And has a 100% chance to avoid triggering an enemy's counterattack, revenge, and agile response. Bro. So she's directly countering pretty much every other hero in the game at the moment. because she can't proc counterattacks, she can't proc revenges. So you know, Demi Stella, the normal Stella, agile responses like TO, everything is like literally gone. So yeah, she's like 100% getting a chance. She's getting a free unbuffable on you, right? And unbuffable reduced defense, so it's gonna instantly counter stuff like Leo. Yeah, I think it only counters Leo, right? Leo, Veronica, stuff like that, right? Just those heroes which like to play on buffs, especially Leo teams, right? Leo Cindy teams, they're gonna get super cooked, right? Super cooked. Even any other buffers, like even Valentine, Cindy, Tamara, like stuff like those, you know. Of course, granted, you need to be more speedy than the opponent, but if you're speedier and you know you're able to land all this onto them, so just expect that, yeah, their game is over, essentially, right? Apart from that, of course, she does need a bit of effectiveness. Probably gonna need a lot of accuracy to land them. Apart from that, you know, I really feel she does not require that many stats. Like we see with other heroes like Tamara. She needs critical hit chance. She needs like decent attack, decent good speed, a lot of things to work in her favor, right? Effectiveness as well, right? Meanwhile, Akari only needs 2 things: speed, effectiveness, right? Just that's it. That's it. She can land the stuff already. Yeah, and probably like against evasion comps, you can just use Cindy to pair her with, because Cindy also has pretty good decent speed with her. But yeah, I think she is only gonna need 2 stats, effectiveness and speed. And her base speed also seems to be quite high because, again, like I said, she's a Tactician Ranger, right? Okay, let's take a look at her exclusive equipment because I tend to miss this out. So her main stat is gonna, provide her effectiveness against Dark Heroes. Really doesn't matter because Dark Heroes, you kind of need Tamara to counter Demiaste. Right, so her doing anything on Dark Heroes is not really gonna matter much, and increases the her unique effects. Yeah, this is her actual unique effect. Increases the duration of debuffs on the enemy team by 1 turn when using Juzumaru Sunetsugu. Insane, insane. So the thing is, you kind of need. I think you kind of need to pair her with something, to enable her. Probably, I mean, she can be used as an opener. Don't get me wrong, right? But you can probably just use her with Tamara because Demiaste is a meta. Like Tamara is kind of required nowadays if you're trying to cleave teams, right? Because if not, then just Demiaste can wreck your team entirely. So yeah, you're probably gonna use her with Tamara, and Tamara, you just use the reduce defense thingy on all enemies with the 3rd ability. So she can probably help extend the debuffs. Apart from that, this is mostly PvE usage. I feel not really helpful in PvP. Of course, it can be useful in you using it, against targets which are already having a lot of like debuffs. But then again, that I feel like if you're using her with debuff team comps, it's just gonna take a lot of slots, in your team, and you'll be left to like negotiate with either you're gonna damage or you want to tank up or something like that. I feel just using her like a straight up cleaver is gonna be the best. Probably you can use her, my best guess is you can probably use her with Tamara and Alice at the best, because we do know that immunity runes, immunity equipment, immunity gear is gonna come out pretty soon. I mean, it's already there, right? It's already there, but immunity gear is probably gonna counter her pretty easily just because of the way it is, right? Because she's not able to strip. So yeah, using her with stuff like Alice against immunity comps and Tamara with something like a cleave comp is probably the best bet, right? Even hell, you can even use Tamara, Alice, Akari, and just a Demiaste, right? A fast Demiaste. That's it. That could probably win you a lot of fights. And the good thing is, she's not able to get countered, so she will not provide those AP gains to priority gains to Demi Stella. She's on an enemy team, and she will also be able to negate buffs from enemy cleavers such as Valentine, Cindy, stuff like that. Honestly, if you're asking me, I think she is going to be a solid pickup, particularly if you're interested in PvP. RTA might be just like around the hook, probably coming in like November or like early maybe early November, like late October probably. So you might want to just pick her up because she is looking top tier for PvP, especially for PvP, right? She will also be pretty useful in GVG when it comes, eventually comes. Her chain effects are also pretty decent, grants all allies accuracy for 2 turns, then attacks an enemy. This is something new, right? I believe this is something new. Dual attack, after attacking has a 70% chance to inflict reduce. Okay, that's just like basic attack. So yeah, I think she is pretty good. She's pretty useful, right? She's also pretty good in PvE because of her reduced defense debuff, sorry, and her reduced attack buff, right? Debuff. Again, why I'm saying buff all the time. So yeah, her debuffs are pretty good for PvE. Like reduce attack and reduce defense in itself is a huge thing. So I think she'll be solid. She'll be super solid, right? As a PvE and a PvP contender. Apart from that, of course, I'll recommend you to pull over Akari over Eliza. Like, Eliza is kind of useless. She's not even in the meta. She's not even good for PvE anymore much. So yeah, Akari seems to be top tier choice for... And me personally, if you ask me, I'll definitely pull for her. I have like over 150 summons saved up, so I'm definitely gonna pull for her. I'm gonna try to probably 5-star her, right? Probably. Her Transcendent does not look super good to me, honestly. Ally team accuracy is fine, but it's just so low, like 2%, 4%. Really nothing much, right? Feels pretty weak. But yeah, I'm probably just gonna go and try to get the 5-star Transcendence. Hopefully, if I'm lucky with the copies. Else I'll just try to farm her side story. That's all. That's it from my side. Do let me know, what do you think of Akari? Do you think she'll have some crazy combinations with existing heroes? Or do you think she's like pretty solid as a standalone opener, right? For me personally, I think she's pretty solid as a standalone opener as well, right? I think you would probably need to, use her with, as I said, Tamara or Alice, depending on situations. Tamara, of course, you need her for Demiaste. Alice is just like overall, just like in general, a great stripper, right? Best in class, literally. Yeah, apart from that, have a nice day. I'll see you later. Peace out.